Hi, good morning, everybody. Welcome to all the faces I know. There's a couple of people on here I don't recognize. So for the newcomers, welcome. Nice to meet you virtually, if I've not met you before. My name is Dustin. If this is your first time taking my class and teaching through the studio, we are still doing donation-based classes. I know Rochelle, the owner of the studio, is doing a GoFundMe for the studio. If you guys are at all able to donate to her or to the studio to keep it open, we're trying to pay rent right now. So So that being said, let's get started. I put my information in the chat box for if you are able to donate. I just have my my Zelle, my Venmo, PayPal, and I'll add it again at the end of class if you don't see it right now. So for those of you that just joined, maybe it didn't pop up. Cool. Let's start in a child's pose today. So coming onto the knees, and let the toes come to touch. And then we're just letting the upper body kind of relax forward, right? So you've got a couple options here. You can let the knees go wide on the mat to where you're kind of resting in between the knees to get into the inner hips. Or you can keep those knees close together and kind of drape the upper body over the knees. It's gonna be more of a release in the low back. All right, and just start to make your way onto your mat, seeing if you can invite a deeper breath. Taking some long, slow inhales. Long, slow exhales. Maybe you're inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. And also taking this time to set an intention for your class, for your practice today. And then remembering this pose is a resting pose. So at any time during our practice today, you can always come down to the knees, catch up with your breath, come back to your intention. We'll slowly start to come up onto our hands and knees for a tabletop position. And then start with a nice foundation. So spreading the fingers nice and wide, pressing firmly on all pads of the fingers. And then we're stacking the joints here. So the shoulders should be directly over the elbows over the wrists, and then hips over the knees. All right, so before we do some cat-cows, let's just move the hips a little bit. So moving them in circles, bringing them forward, back, maybe they touch the heels, going out to the right, forward, to the left, back.
Look up to the sky, breathe before the dawn, 'cause they fly away.
And then maybe switching the direction of those.
Sometimes they are gone, they fly on.
All right, start to come back to center into that tabletop position, and then we'll get some of those cat-cows. So on the inhale, you're gonna drop the belly, start to tilt the tailbone up and back, and then lift the head up. On the exhale, we round into the spine, tuck the tailbone, drop the head.
the smoke I'm turning.
All right, doing a few of these. Just move with your own breath. Inhale, we look up. Exhale, we round.
Still look up to the sky.
Feel free to exaggerate these cat cows if you like. Maybe getting the hips involved again. Maybe bending into the elbows.
One minute they arrive, next you know they're gone. They fly on.
All right, start to find some stillness here. We're gonna bring the hands about a foot forward, and then just start to lower the forehead and the chest to the mat, but keep the booty lifted. And then you can even tuck the toes here, or keep them untucked. You're bringing the forehead down towards the mat.
Maybe one day I'll fly next to you. Fly right through.
Slowly lift the forehead. Make sure those fingers are still spread nice and wide. We're gonna tuck the toes, start to lift the hips up, and come into your first downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. All right, so making sure to get that upside down letter V shape with the body. So let's all come up onto the toes, little bend in the knees, and then tilt the tailbone up and back. All right, try to keep that tailbone tilt, and then you can start to work on straightening back into the legs. Otherwise, keep a nice bend in the knees to keep that tilt. Rather have that tilt in the tailbone than straight legs. And then you can take this time to pedal into one leg, maybe bending into one knee, and then the other. And we're going to take a look up at the top of the mat and heel toe the feet to the top of the mat. So one footstep at a time. Both feet come to the mat. We're just going to come into a forward fold to let the upper body hang heavy. Let everything relax. You can let the arms just dangle, or you can take the pinkies into the opposite elbow creases. And then just, take a moment here to do whatever feels best for you. You can sway the upper body from side to side, walking the hands from side to side. Maybe you just are staying here, finding stillness. All right, everybody, let the arms hang heavy. We're gonna bend deeply into the knee and just start to roll it up. Start to bring the upper body up nice and slow, one vertebra at a time. Making our way into Tadasana, mountain pose. So let's get the big toes to touch, and then the heels just slightly apart. And now stand up nice and tall, big, long, straight spine. Reaching up to the crown of the head, grounding through the feet. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Exhale, the arms go out wide and behind the back. We're going to clasp the fingers together. Draw those knuckles down towards the mat. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other. Find that lift in the chest, opening of the heart. So feel free to stay just like this. If you want to take it another step further, we can take a deep breath in. On the exhale, we hinge. So come down with a flat back. All right, and then you're gonna work on folding in after that and maybe working those arms up over the head. Making sure to still breathe. Deep breaths in, long, slow exhales. Slowly bring it back on up. Release the bind, palms back down by the sides. Next inhale, sweep the arms out and up again. This time on the exhale, we're gonna dive it forward, back is flat, and then fold it in. Inhale, come up, halfway lift, flat back, hands can come to the shins or the thighs, shoulders away from the ears, your gaze is just straight out ahead. Exhale, we'll fold it back in, bend into the knees. Step back, finding a plank position. Top of a push-up. And then everybody go ahead, drop to the knees. We're just going to take a seat on the heels for a second. I've done a lot of vinyasas in this class, so just in case people don't know what that means when I say that, I'll say it several times throughout class. We'll be right here, right in a plank position, top of a push-up. I'll say, make your way through vinyasa. First option you have is to drop the knees, chest, and then the chin. This is called 8-pointed pose. Then you untuck the toes, lower the hips, lift up the chest. On an inhale, this is baby cobra. Then you can sit back to child's pose or just go straight up into downward facing dog. That's where we will all meet in downward facing dog. Your second option, a little bit more challenging if you're nice and strong in the shoulders. Make your way through Vinyasa. You can roll forward onto the toes. Bend into the elbows, keep them close to the body. This is chaturanga. And then inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, where we all meet, downward facing dog. So let's find that plank position again. Top of a push-up. Make sure you're spreading your fingers nice and wide. Pressing firmly in all pads of the fingertips. Lift up those hips. When you're ready, take a deep breath in. Exhale, make your way through Vinyasa. Again, you got that knees, chest, chin option. Otherwise, chaturanga. Inhale, that chest lifts. Baby cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, let's do one more of those. Roll forward into that plank position. Get nice and strong. Deep breath in. Exhale, go through Vinyasa. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, hips up and back. All right, on your next inhale, the right leg going to shoot up and back behind you. On the exhale, you're going to start to draw that knee into the chest, rounding into the spine, lifting up as high as you can. Then we're softly dropping that foot to the top of the mat in between the hands. Drop the back knee on top of the toes. Coming up onto that right knee. We're going to back out of this a little bit, draw the tailbone down, and then sink back into it. Okay? Try to keep that right knee tracking over the right ankle. Arms up to the sky. All right, from here we're going to twist it to the right. So you want to take your left hand just to the outside of that right thigh and reach back with the right fingertips. That's fine. Otherwise, arms out wide. Now we're going to reach up and back so that right hand finds that back thigh. Left fingertips reach up and back.
So you say you wanna get so high, breathe me in like air.
All right, deep breath in. Exhale, both hands to the top of the mat. Straighten that front leg. Shift the hips back. We've got a half split. So now those right toes are flexing back towards the face.
And I could be your private island. Underneath the palm trees, you can leave your worries. Listen to the waves. Let them wash away your pain. What could be your fantasy?
All right, we'll bend back into that right knee. Take the hands to the mat. And then lift that back knee off the mat. So hang out right here for a second. Lunge. We're going to make our way into a standing split. So you're going to shoot that back leg up and as high as you can get it straight into that front leg. And you're working the forehead down towards that shin. Slowly, left foot goes to the back of the mat. Take those hands to the mat. Right foot will meet the left. Find that plank position. Deep breath in here. Exhale, we've got a vinyasa. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg goes up and back. Exhale, we draw the knee into the chest. Round it into the spine. Lift it up as high as you can. Softly drop that foot top of the mat. Drop that back knee on tuck the toes. Coming up onto that left knee when you're ready. And then let's back out of this a little bit. Draw that tailbone down. Tucking the tailbone, sinking back into that left knee. Trying to keep that left knee tracking over the ankle. Arms go up to the sky. And then finding that twist to the left. Reaching those left fingertips to the back of the mat. Right hand can come to the outside of that thigh or reach forward. Left fingertips slide down, find that back thigh. Right fingertips reach up and back. Keep that bend in that front knee. Deep breath in. Exhale, both hands top of the mat. Straighten into that front leg. Shift the hips back. Flex those toes back towards the face. All right, bending back into that left knee. We're gonna find that standing split. So tuck the toes of that back foot, lift the knee off the mat. When you're ready, launch off, straightening into that left leg, shooting that right leg up high, and working the forehead down towards that left knee. Slowly, right foot goes to the back of the mat. Take the hands to the mat, left foot goes back to meet the right. Now you're in that plank position. And then we've got a vinyasa, deep breath in, exhale, lower through. Meeting in downward facing dog. All right, next inhale, right leg goes up and back. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest. Lift it up. Drop that foot top of the mat. Dropping the back knee and tucking the toes. We're gonna reach those arms straight up to the sky. Coming into modified lunge here. And then we're gonna eventually make our way into a high lunge. So make sure you're nice and strong in that front foot. We're gonna tuck the toes of that back foot. Lift that knee off the mat. Straighten into that leg. Keep that bend in that front knee. Coming into warrior two, open up those arms out wide. Spin down on that back heel. Tuck the tailbone.
Midnight, driving till my eyes give up. Headlights to your.
All right, deep breath in here on the exhale, cartwheel, both hands top of the mat. And we've got a vinyasa, right foot goes back to meet the left. Follow through. We all meet in downward facing dog. Then from here, inhale left leg up and back. Exhale, draw the knee in, lift it up. Drop that foot top of the mat. Drop the back knee on, tuck the toes. Both arms reach up. All right. Getting nice and strong in that front foot. When you're ready, tuck the toes of that back foot, lift that knee off the mat. Straight into that leg. Opening it up, warrior two. Spin down on that back heel, arms out wide. Still have that 90-degree bend in that front knee. Relax the shoulders. Take a look over the left fingertips. Deep breath. Exhale, cartwheel, hands to the top of the mat. Left foot goes back to meet the left. Make your way through vinyasa. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. All right, inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest. and then bring it up to the nose, round into the spine, hold right there for just a second. Inhale, we're shooting it up and back behind us. Exhale, draw it in one more time, lift it up as high as you can. This time we'll softly drop it top of the mat. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Reach the arms up. When you're ready, coming into that high lunge, tuck the toes to that back, lift that knee off the mat. Nice and strong in that front foot. Nice 90-degree bend in that front knee. When you're ready, open it up. Vinyasa 2. All right, slowly, softly bringing that right elbow to that right knee. Left fingertips gonna reach up to the sky. Side angle pose. If you want an extended side angle pose, you can reach those left fingertips up and over. Maybe the right fingertips come down to the mat on the inside of that front foot. All right, take a deep breath in here. Exhale, we're gonna sweep that left hand forward. Plant on the inside of that front foot. Come onto the ball, the back foot, right arm goes up to the sky. Take a look up at those right fingertips, if you can. And we'll take a look down, plant that right hand. Right foot goes back to the left. You got a plank position now. Make your way through Vinyasa, follow through. Inhale. Exhale. Downward facing dog. All right, inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest, bring it up to the nose, round into the spine. Hold right there for just a second. Inhale, we shoot it up and back. Exhale, draw it in one more time. Lift it up as high as you can. Softly drop the foot top of the mat. Drop the back down, tuck the toes. Arms up to the sky. All right, get nice and strong in that front foot. When you're ready, tuck the toes to the back foot. Lift that knee off the mat, high lunge. Warrior 2, spin down that back heel, arms out wide. Taking a look over those left fingertips. Check out that left knee, make sure you still have that nice bend in it. Relax your shoulders. Side angle pose, left elbow, left knee. Right fingertips up to the sky. So we're barely resting on that knee. Try not to put a bunch of pressure on that knee. If you want that extended side angle, reaching up and over with the right fingertips. Deep breath. Exhale, sweep and twist. We're planting that right hand on the mat. Left arm goes up to the sky. Run the ball, that back foot. And we'll take a look down, plant that hand. Left foot goes back to meet the right. Make your way through Vinyasa. All right, we'll drop to the knees, take a quick child's pose. All right, so big toes touching. Knees can be wide on the mat or they can be close together. You're draping the upper body forward. Bring the forehead down to the mat. And then see if you can slow down the breath here. Start to invite a deeper breath back into the body. Taking those long, slow inhales. Long, slow exhales.
Why do you wire me when I am tired as hell? Nobody gets me the way that you get me.
All right, downward facing dog when you're ready.
We're already too close, so hold me.
Tucking the toes, lift those hips up and back.
The best and the worst of my last year was all of your.
All right, I'm gonna add a little bit of core work in here. It's not too much, it's just a little bit here. deep inhale, right leg goes up and back. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest, bring it up to the nose, round in the spine, hold right there. Inhale, we go up and back. Exhale, we're gonna go over, find that right tricep, lift it up as high as you can, hold. Inhale, we go up and back. Exhale, this time we're going to cross the body, left tricep, lift it up, hold. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, draw it into the chest. Now we'll drop that foot off the mat. Let's drop that back knee, untuck the toes. Bring those arms up to the sky. All right, get nice and strong in that front foot when you're ready. Tuck the toes of that back and lift the knee off the mat. All right, check it out. This time we're gonna come into that standing split again. So you're gonna launch off the back foot, straighten into the front leg, shoot that back leg up a little higher. Work the forehead down towards that leg. All right, softly, slowly, drop that back foot, find your high lunge again, reach those arms up. Set yourself up before you go into that warrior two. Make sure you're nice and strong in that front foot, then we open it up wide. All right, those right toes facing forward, nice bend in that front knee. And side angle pose, right elbow, right knee. Left fingertips reach up or up and over. If you have a bind in your practice, you can go there now. Wrapping that left arm behind you, right arm underneath you. You're clasping the fingers and then taking a look up. All right, if you have the bind, slowly release it. Just come back into your side angle pose. All right, everybody take a deep breath in. Exhale, sweep and twist. Plant that left hand. Come onto the ball of the back foot. Right arm goes up to the sky. All right, from here we're coming into a revolved warrior two. So keep the arms the way they are. What you're gonna do is just slowly lift the upper body on up so the body is facing to the right. Arms out wide. If you'd like this revolved reverse warrior, you can reach it up and back. All right, then we cartwheel both hands top of the mat. Right foot goes back to meet the left, make your way through Vinyasa. All right, let's check that on the other side. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest, lift it up, hold. Inhale, we go up and back. Exhale, left tricep, lift it up as high as you can, hold. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, we're going across the body, right tricep, lift it up, hold. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, draw it in, lift it up, softly drop that foot top of the mat. Drop that back knee, untuck the toes, reach those arms up. When you're ready, make sure you're nice and strong in that front foot. We've got a high lunge. All right, grounding again into that front foot. We've got a standing split. Launch off back foot. Straight into that front leg. Shoot that back leg up a little higher. Work that forehead down towards the shin. Slowly, softly drop that back foot. Come into your high lunge again. Sweep those arms forward and up. You're setting yourself up for that warrior two. When you're ready, arms out wide, spin down on that back heel. Left elbow, left knee. Same thing here, you got that Side angle pose, maybe extended side angle, reaching the right fingertips up and over. You have a bind. Wrap the right arm behind the back, left arm underneath that leg. See if you can clasp the fingers. Take that right shoulder away from the ear and take a look up.
Some people like that hurt. Some just rather say goodbye.
All right, slowly release that bind if you have it. Come back into your side angle pose. Deep breath in here. Exhale, sweep, twist. Plant that right hand, come onto the ball of the back foot. Left arm goes to the sky. Coming into that revolved warrior two. So keep the arms out wide. Just lift the upper body on up. Reach it up and back if you like. And we cartwheel both hands top of the mat. Left foot goes back to meet the right. Make your way through one more vinyasa. All right, we'll drop to the knees one more time. Take another child's pose.
She makes me wait at the gate.
Grab some water if you need.
She spits out her tangerine, fixes up a smoke, squats beside the ditch and pisses while she tells a joke. Maybe I'll be better on my own, but right now I just don't know. No, I just don't know. Maybe I'll.
All right, see if you can slow down the breath again, taking some deep inhales.
Maybe I'll be better all day and all night, all night and all day. I've been thinking about you, but you're not thinking about me all day and all night, all night and all day. And I get so high, but then why won't you stay all day and all night? I just can't stop thinking about you. Long black satin hair wrapped around my
All right, we'll start to make our way up into downward facing dog.
Stares me down, and I get the gist.
We're just gonna do one more short little sequence on each side.
It's jangling like a tambourine.
All right, inhale, right leg up and back.
Maybe
Exhale, draw the knee to the chest. Lift it up as high as you can. Softly drop that foot top of the mat.
no, I just don't know.
Find that high lunge again. Swoop the arms forward and up.
On my own, maybe I'd be better all day and all night.
All right, from here we've got a pyramid pose. So we're gonna bring the hands to the hips.
I've been thinking
Step that back with it quite a bit. Toes out more than the heel. We're gonna straighten into that front leg. So see how I kind of made a triangle or weird with my legs. Get that right hip back in the socket. The left toes are about a 10 or 11 on the clock. Deep breath in, sit up nice and tall. Long straight spine. Exhale, we're gonna come down with that flat back. Fold over that front leg. Make sure that right hip hasn't popped out of its socket.
all night and all day. I've been thinking about you, but you're not thinking about me all day and all night.
All right, a little bend into that right knee. We're just gonna step the left foot up to the right, and then start to roll it up. We're gonna come into standing balancing posture. So, what we're gonna do is bend into that left knee and bring that heel up towards the booty, right? So find your balance right here. The left hand is gonna come back, finding the inside of that foot. So you can stay just like this and just work on your balance. You can bring the hand in front of the heart. Stay like this. We're working towards dancer's pose, not a Rajasana. Dancer's pose, dancing Shiva. If you want to go there, And you've got some great balance right now, arm up to the sky. Then you start to hinge forward. Bringing that upper body parallel to the ground, to the mat, and you're kicking that foot into that hand, that back hand. All right, slowly bring the upper body on up. Release that foot. Roll out that right ankle. Shake it out. All right, coming into Tadasana Mountain Pose. Stand up nice and tall. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, we dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, full bend into the knees. Plant those hands. You can step it back or float it back. Take your way through Vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog. All right, inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, draw it in. Lift it up, drop that foot top of the mat. Find your high lunge when you're ready. Sweep those arms forward and up. And we've got from here, Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose, hands to the hips. Straight into that front leg, step the back foot in quite a bit. This time the toes, a 1 or a 2 on a clock. Hips facing forward. Get that left hip back in its socket. Inhale, sit up. Stand up nice and tall, long straight spine. Exhale, we come down with that flat back. Release. Just flash and bone. Oh, just flesh and bone. All right, when you're ready, little bend into that left knee, right foot steps up to meet the left. And we'll bend into the knees, just roll it on up. Coming into that dancer's pose on the other side. So we're grounding into the right foot this time, right? Did we do left foot last time? Whatever foot you didn't do last time, do that one. Yeah, so I think we're reaching back for the right foot. Now you're going to grab the inside of that foot. Stay right here. Maybe the hand comes to the heart. Maybe that left arm reaches to the sky. And then you can start to work the upper body forward. Kicking that right foot into that back hand. Slowly bring it on up. Release, shake it off. All right, we're gonna do one more balancing pose and then we'll come down onto the mat. So we're gonna find a tree pose. First option, let's start by grounding into that right foot. So something I like to do to help with my balance is to spread the toes nice and wide, kind of plant them all back down. And we'll take that left foot. Start out right here on the inside of the ankle with the toes still grounded. This is our first option. Balancing pose, all on its own. Hands to heart. If you are feeling strong in that right foot and in the core, you can bring that foot up to the calf. Third and final option is to come up into the thigh. Don't put it on the knee. We don't want to hurt the knee. So it's either the ankle, the calf, or the thigh. Then the hands come to the heart. And you can even bring those arms up to the sky. All right, start by bringing the hands to the heart. Then we can release that foot. Again, roll out that ankle if you need to. And let's get it to the other side. Grounding to the left foot again, maybe spreading the toes nice and wide, planting them back down. Right foot comes to the ankle for our first option. Hands to heart. You're feeling like you want to take it a step further. We come to the calf. And third and final option, again, trying to avoid the knee. So do not plant your foot on your knee. It's either ankle, calf, or the inside of the thigh. Hands to heart. Maybe hands to the sky. All right, slowly bring the hands to the heart. Release that foot, roll it out. Stand up at the top of your mat, we'll deep breath in, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, step or float it back and make your way through Vinyasa. While meet in downward facing dog. All right, inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, draw it in. Drop that foot outside edge of that right hand. So it's gonna be kind of towards the edge of the mat. Drop that back knee, untuck the toes. So now both hands are on the inside of that right foot. We've got a couple options here. So we're trying to find a nice deep stretch in the inner hip here. We can work on maybe moving that left knee back a little more. If you have more space, you can come down onto the forearms. And then if you get down on the forearms and you feel like you want an even deeper stretch, you can tuck the toes of that back and lift the knee off the mat. All right, coming up onto the palms. Dropping that back knee if it's lifted. And then we're gonna walk the right toes over to the left side of the mat now. Drop that right knee to the right. So we're coming into pigeon prep right now. Let me just adjust this for those of you that can't see my mat. All right, so you want that shin to be parallel to the front of the mat the best you can. And that's not working, you can always just walk that right foot back towards the body. All right, so sit up nice and tall, inhale. Exhale, we can start to make our way over that front leg.
Sawing pictures of a mall hanging there by the bedroom shelf. She just wants to be.
You can come down onto the forehead.
On the television. No one ever told her it was okay to love yourself. Oh, 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 be still, beating heart. This is her show, and you'll never be the star. 'Cause she falls in love every night. Don't even know your name, but know it's right. You know.
All right, we'll start to come up onto the palms. And then slowly just kind of come to the edge of that right hip. The left leg's gonna wrap around. And we're gonna take that left ankle, place it up onto that right thigh, just right by the knee. So it looks like the shins are kind of parallel, one on top of the other. And we're gonna get into the hips here. So take the hands on the mat near the hips. Let's lift up the hips and shift them back about 2 or 3 inches, set them back down. You feel a big difference there. So if you're like me on this side and you've got this big gap right here, just stay like this. Maybe take the hands just on that knee. You can add a little pressure if you like. If you've got like a lot of space, or less space rather, that knee is kind of more open, that hip is more flexible, you can fold over the legs. Alright, we can place the hands on the mat, uncross the legs. Maybe take the feet to the edge of the mat and just kind of windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Alright, and then we'll all be back in downward facing dog. However you want to get there, you can cross the ankles, just step it back. And then inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, bring it in. Dropping that foot outside edge of the left hand. So both hands inside that front foot. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. And then just stay like this if you like, maybe inching that knee back a little more, the right knee. And you can always come down on the forearms. You're on the forearms. You're feeling like you want more of a stretch. You can tuck the toes of that back, lift the knee off the mat.
Listen carefully to the sound of your loneliness, like a heartbeat drives you mad. In the stillness of remembering what you had.
All right, coming up onto the palms if you're down on the forearms. Now we're walking the left toes over to the right side of the mat. Let that left knee kind of drop to the left. Finding our pigeon prep. Again, if you need to, walk that foot closer to the body, as close as you need to. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, maybe come onto the forearms, forehead.
Here I go again, I see the crystal vision. I keep my vision to myself. It's only me who wants to wrap around your dreams. And have you any dreams you like to sell?
Slowly coming up onto the palms. And just coming onto the side of that left hip, wrapping the right leg around. And then we're going to take that right ankle, place it onto that left thigh, just above the knee. Hands come by the hips. We'll lift the hips up, shift them back a few inches, keep the legs the way they are. Feel a little bit deeper of a stretch. You might notice one side's a little more open than the other. That's probably everybody in this class right now. But if you are more flexible on one side, you can even work on folding over the legs here. Otherwise, just sit up nice and tall, maybe closing the eyes.
Say women, they will come and they will go. When the
Or if you're folded, slowly bring the upper body on up.
They will come and they will go.
Taking those hands by the hips, one across the legs. Maybe bring the feet to the edges of the mat. Let's just do more of those windshield wipers.
You will know. You will know.
All right, coming back up through center. Bringing those feet to about hips distance apart, planting them down. We're going to find a reverse tabletop. So the hands are going to come back behind the hips, fingers facing forward. And we're slowly going to start to lift the hips up. Coming into this reverse tabletop, you can let the head drop back. That feels all right.
Won't you liberate me now from a holy
Slowly lowering the hips. And then we'll just keep the feet planted, reach the fingertips forward, start to come onto your backs. Nice and slow. Once those shoulders hit and the head hits, you can hug the knees into the chest. Wrap the arms around the legs.
It's a rocky
Releasing the legs.
road.
We're going to plant the feet, taking the right leg to cross over the left. We're going to come into a twist here. If you'd rather just take the ankle onto that thigh, let the right knee open up out to the side, and come into the twist like this. That's fine. The full expression is to cross the right leg all the way over. Arms will go out wide, the cactus. And then let's move those hips over to the right a little bit, planting them back down. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, drop the knees to the left. So we're getting those hips to stack here. Trying to keep the shoulders grounded. And then you can even take a look over that right shoulder.
It's a revelation. There's no hell in what I found. No kingdom shall. How the tides are changing as you liberate me now, and the walls come down. Till the end, it's a rocky road
Slowly, we'll bring the knees back up,
to say,
uncrossing the legs.
baby, I won't.
Keep those hips back in the center of the mat. And then same thing, other side, taking the left leg all the way over, or maybe the ankle on the knee. Let the left knee open up out to the side. Come into that twist. Otherwise, left leg all the way over right. Move the hips over to the left a little bit. Deep breath in. Exhale is when we drop the knees to the right. Trying to get those hips to stack. And again, trying to keep the shoulders grounded. And you can even take a look over that left shoulder. Start to bring the knees back on up. Get those hips centered, uncross the legs.
Oh, today I'm just a drop of water.
And then let's just hug the knees into the chest one last time.
And I'm running down
Maybe wrapping the arms around the legs. Maybe bringing the forehead up to the knees.
Come to my
And then finding one last pose if you want it, maybe a happy baby or any kind of shoulder stand or plow pose. Yeah, if you want a happy baby, you're reaching your hands, arms in between the legs, grabbing the outside edges of the feet. So elbows inside the knees, hands outside edges of the feet. And then you're drawing down on the feet, trying to keep the low back grounded. All right, we'll start to find some stillness, releasing the legs, letting those legs go long. Letting those feet flop out to the sides. Arms rest down by the side. Palms facing up. Maybe give yourself a little wiggle into the hips. Settling in for Shavasana, corpse pose. Closing the eyes. Take this time, we've got a couple minutes here to see if you can find a nice meditative practice by releasing any thoughts that come in the mind, or if that's too hard, just noticing them, being the observer, trying not to judge them or identify with them. Some other tools you can use are finding something within. So maybe the heartbeat, just notice it, try to find it. Maybe you find the breath. Notice that, try not to control it. Or maybe you notice some tingling sensation somewhere in the body. Bring your full attention to that. Or slowly start to awaken the body and the mind. So you can wiggle into the toes and fingers or roll out the wrists and the ankles. Maybe rock your head from side to side. We take a deeper breath back into the body. And with the eyes closed, wall bend into the knees. Take the soles of the feet to the mat. Just roll onto the right side of your body. Maybe taking that right arm, using it as a pillow. And then taking that left hand to plant it right in front of you on the mat or on the ground. Maybe spread the fingers nice and wide and really root to the earth for a minute. Just take this moment to end your class, your practice, however you'd like. Maybe you come back to an intention if you set one. Maybe you seal the class with one full round of breath. Maybe take this moment to find some compassion. Maybe dedicate your practice to someone else, maybe somebody a little less fortunate, or maybe a family member or friend. Maybe it's a stranger.
But they also dinged yours. That's why I'm only mildly concerned, because they should have dinged yours.
And then with your eyes closed, start to come up to a seated position facing the camera. We'll sit up nice and tall. Deep breath in, we'll sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, palms come to touch. We'll bring them down, stopping for a second right between the eyebrows, that third eye space. Just remembering to be mindful. And then hands come in front of the heart. I just want to thank every one of you for joining and continuing to join every week to share your practice with me and with others virtually. And may you have a great rest of your weekend. Namaste.